Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is David01Z71, or David. A lot of you guys might know me as a different name, BG Dave. That is my gaming channel from back when I was a lad. Now I'm a young man, and I'm in college. That's my school behind me, so hashtag W or L, depending on which way you look at it. So based off the name of my channel, I drive a 2001 Chevrolet Silverado C71 right here. She's red. In my opinion, it's the best color. This video is kind of going to be a quick little upgrade I did yesterday. I probably should have filmed it, but I wasn't thinking about it at the time. And this video is kind of just going to be a launch video for the channel. We're just coming around out of winter time, coming back into spring. So once the temperatures warm up a little bit more, it's currently about 50 degrees outside. Once the temperatures warm up a little bit more to maybe the 60s, 70s, or maybe when it's daytime and nice outside, show you what it looked like before my dad and I worked on it, show you what it looks like now, show you any upgrades I've done to it throughout the couple of years I've been driving it. I'm 18, I got it when I was 14, so had it for over 4 years or almost 4 years at this point, something like that. But anyways, let's start her up. So if you guys don't know who I am or anything about me at all, I'm from a small town just outside of Ann Arbor, Michigan, which is where U of M is at, go blue, and I go to Kettering University in Flint, Michigan, one of the best engineering schools in the Midwest. This is what I call Baby Chev or Clifford, depending on which one I feel like saying, because Clifford the big red dog, because I use this as my towing vehicle for my lawn care and landscaping business, so it's a big red dog because it's lifted a little bit, leveled, lifted, whatever you want to call it. And Baby Chev because it is the smallest of the Chevrolet trucks in my driveway. Don't get me wrong, it's not lifted to the moon or anything, but at my house currently we have a 2007 3500 LBZ Duramax, we have a 2006 2500 HD LBZ Duramax, a 2005 2500 HD 6-liter LS, obviously my truck, which is currently not in my driveway actually. We have a 1995 6.5 liter GMC K3500 cabin chassis with a dump body on it, which we bored and stroked 20 thou over, so it's actually a 6.6 now. Still a Detroit, unfortunately not a Duramax. We have 2 square bodies, both of which are projects, and we actually just picked up an 8th truck not too long ago. It is a 2002 Chevrolet 2500 HD extended cab short bed, just like my truck. However, it's the 6-liter gas. With that out of the way, the rest of the vehicle's out of the way, the upgrade that we're talking about today is this 7th gauge in this cluster. Unfortunately, I don't have my stock cluster to compare to, but I'll put a picture up on screen right now what the stock cluster in the 1500s look like. And as I mentioned earlier, I run a landscaping and lawn care business back home. This year I'm entering my 3rd season of servicing my clients, and actually I really enjoy the work. It's a blast. But I'm to the point where I don't really have enough room in my truck bed to haul around all my equipment. And also, being in Flint, I don't want to keep $4,000 or $5,000 worth of lawn care equipment in the bed of my truck because it'd be pretty easy to steal. So this year I'm going to be buying a trailer. No surprises. I kind of wanted to keep it a surprise for the channel, but I mean, if I'm doing this video, you guys kind of got to know why I did the Temp upgrade. So yeah, the 7th gauge, the 1500s don't have it stocks, and this is a cluster out of a 2500 HD. So I actually hit a deer last spring, unfortunately, but when I did that, I hit not only my AC condenser and radiator, but I also found out at the time, because I wasn't really paying attention, that my truck has the Z82 trailering upgrade package. Because when I hit the radiator and the AC condenser, I also noticed, hey, there's a transmission cooler here, which is a dead giveaway that I have the trailering package. Here's a list of all my RPO codes, and you can see right here that we have the Z82 trailering upgrade package. And if we scroll up a little bit, you can see that we have the LM753, which is a pretty okay engine at towing. But you can see we have the KNP RPO, which is for the auxiliary transmission cooler, as well as the GT4 rear end, which means we have the 373 lower gear ratio in the back for the half tons, which means it should be pretty good at towing. Oh, fun fact, I'm the 2nd owner of this truck, and I have the original 2001 Chevrolet Silverado owner's manual, so that's pretty neat. You don't see a lot of trucks around that got the original owner's manual. I guess if I was the third owner, it might not be the case, but this truck was used as a truck, we will say, when I bought it. Even though I was a second owner, it was definitely used as a truck. So we're going to use our glove box as a glove box and put the gloves back in there, as well as a pen, glove and pen box. And we're going to shut it, and we're going to get on the road. All right, guys, so another quick upgrade I did is a CarPlay radio right here, doubled in the dash. CarPlay is obviously not working right now. That's because it's a wired CarPlay unit. I do not have the money for wireless yet, maybe this summer. But we're going to get on the road so that I can show you guys the transmission temperature gauge in action. All right, y'all, you know it's rainy season in Flint when the roads are flooding here. Holy cow, we got a red light here, so I'll show you. I mean, that car even hit some. Dude, that's crazy. That is an insane amount of water on the road. That Jeep just turned around way over there. There's too much water. That's all right. We got the Z71 off-road package, so we're gonna hit it. We're gonna hit the water. Turn green. Oh, is he gonna hit it? He got it good. Oh yeah. Little burnout. Heck yeah, dude. Woo. All right, y'all, so I'm just gonna do a quick little loop here around Flint to throw some heat into my transmission so I can show you that the gauge actually works. And I'm gonna ridicule GM for a little bit once we finish her up. All right, y'all, so it's only reading 37 degrees outside, so it's a little cooler than I thought, but we're starting to get some heat in the transmission now, so you can see the gauge is definitely working, at least to an extent. All right, y'all, so the check engine light came back on. It's not because I drove through the puddle, so don't get on me for it. Whenever it's below 40 degrees, like I just said, 37, whenever it's below 40 degrees like this, we're coming up to a red light here. We're in Flushing right now over by the fraternity that I joined. But yeah, whenever it's below the 40 degree mark, my catalytic converters, I put high flow cats on, so their efficiency pretty much goes out the window. That's when my engine light's on. It's not because I drove through water. I've been dealing with this all winter long. It's just been below 40 and above 40, and yeah, so it'll come on and go off by itself, and we'll check it with the scanner here in a minute. But yeah, that's catalytic converters, nothing to be worried about. So I mean, if it wasn't catalytic converters and it was something to be worried about, my truck wouldn't be running right and revving right now. So all right, green light, here we go. All right, y'all, so it's the next day. I'm currently cruising home on the highway because the power in the dorms never did come back on. And in fact, the generator actually died, so there's like zero power there now. I just wanted to show you guys, the check engine light did go off. It's 33 degrees outside, but I've been on the road for a while, so there's plenty of heat in the converters now. So the engine light did go off. And I'm cruising on the highway, going between 65 and 70, not really shifting in and out of overdrive. So that's why the trans temp gauge, that's why it's not really reading too hot, because it's 33 degrees outside and I'm cruising. So if I was like pulling up a hill or something, or on country roads or something, and going to stop signs, accelerating, backing off, whatever it may be, there'd be a little bit more temperature in there. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys what's going on every day, like actual driving, not just a test like I did last night. So like I said, check engine light went off, trans gauge is working, but the transmission is staying fairly cool because of the outside temp. So alrighty, merging on to I-75 US 23. Got the window down so we can hear some exhaust noises, some good happy V8 noises. Mine is a check engine light, but you know, it'll be all right. But yeah, getting up on the highway, we'll put a little bit more heat into the trans. When we accelerate, you can see the gauge right there. And yeah, we're just gonna do a big loop around Flint right now, Flint and Flushing. Woo! We broke her loose. To be fair, it is raining. We broke her loose while accelerating from like a 35 roll. This truck makes some pretty good power. Oh, I got water all over us. All right, guys, so I looked up on Google whether or not my OBD2 scanner can actually see the trans temp, and I guess the Craftsman one I have cannot. You need either the next step up in the Craftsman OBD2 scanners or just a better scanner in general. So in order for me to see that trans temp in the data stream and readiness data, I'd probably need something like my dad's scanner, which is an Autel GM Tech 2 equivalent scanner. So I mean, he can go in there and he can actually talk to the computer with that. He can turn stuff on and turn stuff off. Ooh, I just heard a train. There must be a GM train going through here. Like I said, the check engine light did come on. Whoa. But you can see the OBD2 code that is currently there is the catalytic converter system efficiency below threshold, current and pending. So that's just, again, because it's 40 degrees outside and it doesn't like it when it's below like 45. So since it's pending, current and pending, it's going to keep scanning for it every time the truck turns on. And once it sees it go away, once it's above 45 degrees, it'll be like, oh, the catalytic converter is working. And then the code will go away. So I'm not going to clear it, even though I could right now. Just because, like I said, I've been dealing with that code coming on and off as we've been in the winter time here. But come summertime, that shouldn't be much of an issue. But as you guys can see, we're at about 120 degrees on the trans temp, which I think is about accurate because of the temperature, and it was only a short trip. I was looking it up, and the normal operating temperature on a summer day is about 160 to 180 degrees for a 4L60E, but that is without the Z82 package. So I have the auxiliary trans cooler, so I'm going to be a couple degrees cooler than that. It was actually 70 out today, so it was pretty close to that standard summer day that they were using of about 80 degrees outside. And we actually got up to 150-ish on the highway on the trans temp. I'll put that picture up on screen. So because we did get up to 150 degrees on the 70-degree day, I do think that our trans temp gauge is working properly. Like I said, the non-Z82 package on an 80-degree day will be between 160 and 180, and we were between 140 and 150 on the highway on my way up to school from Ann Arbor. And we're not going to put so much heat back into the transmission with just a short 20-mile drive like I showed you guys earlier. And it's also 40 degrees out now too, so our transmission is going to be cooler overall. The neat part is it is truly a plug-and-play mod. You just pull your cluster out, put the HD cluster in, and the 7th gauge, the trans temp gauge, will work. A pretty neat upgrade, pretty easy upgrade. I was able to pick my cluster up on Facebook Marketplace for $60, which is a pretty good deal. They usually go for $100 to $150 used, and like you can get some rebuilt ones for like $200, or you can get some custom built ones for I believe $250 to $300. But you know, I didn't need anything crazy like that. I just want a trans temp gauge for my truck. That is my daily, that is my work truck, that is my everything truck at the moment. I rely on this truck for everything. If it did break down, we have like 7 more at my house I could borrow, but I'm trying to prevent this truck from breaking down because it's a lot easier to just use one that works and keep one that works. And especially since the other 7 trucks are either under my dad and I's business or they're my dad's. So this one is mine, completely mine. So it's just easier to not have to worry about the headache that way. Yeah, like I said, pretty easy upgrade, plug and play, that's nice. I don't know why GM just didn't put it in from the factory. The transmission, the 4L60E, literally has it because it talks to the transmission with it. And if you do overheat your transmission in the summertime, your message center, or if you have an 03 to 07, your driver information control, which is down here on the dash, will come up and say transmission hot, idle truck, or something like that, or it'll say transmission overheat. It'll put the truck into limp mode and basically tell you to stop driving so the transmission can cool down. And the only way they can do that is by having the transmission talk to the PCM. So the plumbing was there, if you will, I guess. The electrical is all there, the sensors are all there. GM just did not put the gauge in the cluster for the half-ton trucks. I'm surprised they didn't put the trans temp gauge in the Z82 towing package trucks. But you know how it is. I'm an engineering student, so I have plenty of brilliant ideas, plenty of stupid ideas. You know, I'm sure GM had their reasons for not putting the gauge in any of the half-ton trucks. But, you know, on a towing package truck, it would have been nice to see something like that. But at least it's a pretty easy upgrade. So, successful upgrade, easy upgrade. I would recommend it for everybody who's going to be towing with their trucks if they don't have a trans temp gauge. Or if you're going to be making any sort of power with your truck. I don't know why you'd be keeping the 4L60 if you're building that kind of power. You'll probably want to upgrade to a 4L80, and if you do upgrade to a 4L80, you'll probably want a trans temp gauge as well anyways. But yeah, so if you're going to be towing, if you're going to be doing any kind of power with it, it's an easy upgrade. Just do it. It's pretty inexpensive as well. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed me screwing around a little bit. driving through some puddles. It was fun. But yeah, it's late. I got class at 9 a.m. It's almost 1. So I'm going to get this video edited and up for you guys. Yeah, sorry if this video is kind of sporadic. It's my first video. I've never made IRL, like lifestyle content before. I've made a gaming setup video a couple of times back on my gaming channel, but never a video of this format before. So this is new to me. I'm not used to talking to a camera outside in the cab of a truck. I'm used to talking into a microphone that's right here in front of my face. So bear with me, guys. If you guys find this video entertaining or informative in any way, shape, or form, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, I'll be sure to get back to you guys on those. And yeah, that's all I got for now. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Oh yeah, I remember when I was making a video outside on the truck, starting the lifestyle content. It was because I was editing a video for the gameplay channel, and the power went out. So all the alarms are going off.